Satnam from my sacred circle here in the backyard in Charleston, South Carolina. I just finished a afternoon meditation. It's an overly warm, early February afternoon here. And part of what was coming through was around choosing our frequency. And so I was inspired to share around this because I think there's a lot of hopeful, exciting energy that we can sort of key into for this next cycle. And so what does it mean to choose our frequency? Why is this relevant or exciting? There's just a lot of energies that we're navigating constantly that do make this a challenge. So, we could give lots and lots of examples. There's chemicals in our food and in our environments. There are, in the media and on television and in commercials, there's a lot of things that also are focused on keeping us worried or in fear or focused on the future or the past. So there's definitely some strategic intention around keeping people out of the present moment. Essentially, choosing your frequency and getting into a higher frequency is relevant and important because it allows you to be more present more often, and that is where the power is. That is where we are empowered. We can take inspired action. We can listen to our intuition. We can have clarity. And so we're all generally trying to get into a space of balance with our health and well-being and make the right choices. But there's really some discernment, discipline required here, and it can start simple. It's going to look different for different people depending on where we're at, but most of us would love to be less tired, have more energy. Everyone has their personal, experience and scenarios. But again, the general soup that we're all in really puts us into some lower frequencies and vibrations more often. It's easier to feel anxious or to feel depressed or to feel stuck and not be able to make certain decisions for our well-being. So I just really recommend getting into a meditative space every day on a regular basis. This does not have to look like sitting in silence in a circle. One thing about this that I think is important is I look forward to getting into this space because it can be whatever it needs to be. So there can be drumming, there can be singing, there can be inspired information from an external source, connection with spirit. So making it fun and creative, and it can be dynamic. This is just one place to start and one tool. Some of us might be working on changing our diet or getting better sleep. But again, when we get into a space where our intuition is a little bit more in the driver's seat, this allows more of that presence. And as many of us who can get into some of these higher frequencies and be more present more often, we essentially are going to be able to hold the energy that we want to experience on this planet. And in order to have that reflected back to us in the outer environment, it's really an inside job. How do we get to that place in our own world and in our own internal experience? And then it will be reflected. And I think there's a little bit of like I don't know if it's 100th monkey or 1,000th monkey concept here too, of it's really just as many of us who can do it. It doesn't have to be, over 50% of the population. As people are able to magnify their energy, we all have a lot of power. And so there's power in the collective, there's power in community, and more on this, but I'm excited about it. Thank you.